For those of you who want to learn Japanese from the basics, this is Japanese for Beginners Part 1, the Japanese writing system. The Japanese writing system has 3 different types of characters. There's hiragana, katakana, and kanji. So in this sentence, watashi wa keiki o tabemashita, the red characters are hiragana, the blue characters are katakana, and the purple characters are kanji. Let's talk about the difference between hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Hiragana is considered to be a phonetic script or syllabary. What this means is that each character generally represents one sound or syllable. So for example, in English, the letter A can be pronounced a or a, but in Japanese, this character is always pronounced a. Hiragana has 46 characters, and it's usually the first thing that people memorize when they start learning Japanese. You can think of it kind of like as the ABCs of the Japanese language. The first 5 characters are the 5 vowel sounds in Japanese. A, I, U, E, O. After that, each character is basically a consonant sound plus a vowel sound. For example, the second column is ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. By the way, Japanese is traditionally read from top to bottom, right to left, which you probably already know if you've read manga before. Next, we have katakana. So katakana also has 46 characters, and it follows the exact same phonetic pattern that hiragana does. The main difference between hiragana and katakana is that we mostly use katakana for loan words, which are Japanese words that originated from other languages. So for example, we have this word, chocoreto, which means chocolate. Katakana is also used for foreign names and places. So for example, the name Erin would be pronounced Eren, and France would be pronounced Furansu. You might also notice that katakana has more straight lines and corners, whereas hiragana looks a little bit more curvy. Next we have kanji, which is literally Chinese characters that we use in Japanese as well. Unlike hiragana and katakana, kanji is a logographic script, which means that each character represents an object or idea rather than a sound. For example, this hiragana character is pronounced u. The character itself doesn't necessarily mean anything, but just from looking at it, we know that it's pronounced u. But kanji is the exact opposite. So for example, this character means water, but it has 2 different readings. It could be pronounced sui or mizu, depending on the context. So again, this character means water, but it's pronounced sui in the word suichu, which means underwater, and mizu in the word mizugi, which means swimsuit. You'll often see hiragana characters above kanji characters to tell you how to read the kanji characters. This is called furigana. Out of the 3 different types of characters, kanji is by far the hardest to learn. There is an estimated 50,000 kanji characters, but most of them are super old and obsolete. In modern Japanese, there are 2,160 kanji characters, which students are expected to learn by the time they graduate high school. But I've also heard that if you learn the 500 most common kanji characters, that covers around 80% of the Japanese language. So most Japanese learners will learn hiragana and katakana pretty early on, and then they'll just slowly make their way through kanji as they also develop their speaking and listening skills. Lastly, I do want to talk about Romaji, which is a representation of Japanese using the Roman alphabet. So for example, this sentence that we saw earlier, watashi wa keiki o tabemashita, you can read it using Romaji even if you haven't learned hiragana, katakana, or kanji yet. I like to think of Romaji as like the training wheels of learning Japanese. It's up to you to decide how much you want to rely on Romaji when you start learning Japanese. I know a lot of people prefer to just memorize hiragana and katakana right off the bat and then not use Romaji at all. But if you prefer to rely on Romaji to learn some conversation and learn hiragana and katakana little by little, that's fine as well. So that covers the 3 different types of characters in the Japanese writing system. Here's a quick quiz. See if you can identify which of these is hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching.